Right now, we are slowly crawling through the early stages of the Vikings offseason heading into next year, but there are still some loose ends to wrap up from last season, and a lot of that is the ceremonies and awards type of things that we will be learning about in the coming weeks. So today, the AP dropped the voting results for first and second team All-Pro, and yours truly, Justin Jefferson, 1,400 receiving yards in his rookie season, has been named second team All-Pro wide receiver. And I believe he finished with 5 votes, and he finished 5th total in wide receiver voting behind Davante Adams, I believe, who got the most votes, DeAndre Hopkins, Stephon Diggs, and there was one other wide receiver, but his name escapes me right now. But this is, something easily you could go look up. And so he'll be named second team All-Pro for his rookie season, and I think that is just a commendable award and really highlights the impact that he had this year, breaking the rookie receiving record and just being a phenomenal talent. And it's a shame that we didn't utilize him correctly until almost the first month of the season was over. So that is the good news of the day. The bad news of the day is that we did not have a representative on the first team voting results. So no Minnesota Vikings made the first team All-Pro for the Associated Press this year. There's 50 total votes, and I think the most stunning result is the running back position, where Derrick Henry received 47 votes, Alvin Kamara received 3, and Dalvin Cook got 0. So despite being arguably the second most talented running back this season, the second most productive, I understand Derrick Henry had a 2,000-yard season, and that's really hard to do. But considering just how crucial Dalvin Cook was to this team this year, just how critical he was involved, how cemented as the primary function of the Vikings offense, and, we can debate about whether or not that's good or bad in a separate video, but to get 0 votes, I think some recency bias and rose-tinted glasses occurred when the voting took place because of Alvin Kamara's Christmas Day NFL record, performance. And they probably looked at that instead of the body of work. So that's disappointing, but at the same time, what can you do except tip your hat to the players who did win? Not having a first team representative is also indicative of just how bad the Vikings were this year. None on defense. You would expect somebody like a Harrison Smith to make it on the first team, or you would expect somebody like an Eric Kendricks to make it on the first team, but just because of how poorly the defense did, and Eric Kendricks, of course, missed a lot of time, he didn't really become a focal point of discussion about how good he was until about halfway through the season, when he sort of finally got used to that role of being the quarterback of the defense after taking over for Anthony Barr, who was put on injured reserve. I think that happened after about just 2 or 3 weeks. So, and then of course Eric Kendricks missed, I want to say he missed 3 or 4 games, maybe 5 this year. So not an entire year's worth of production for him, for voters to consider. And there was a lot of good, defensive talent this year, and there was a lot of good offensive talent this year, as there is every year, but I think this year was pretty exceptional from some of the individual performances that we saw around the league. So that is basically where we are in a nutshell with the awards. We still have the big one coming up, which is Rookie of the Year for the offense, and it's down to, I believe, Justin Herbert and Justin Jefferson, 2 Justins. So I don't think anybody else legitimately has a claim to that conversation, so we'll see how that goes. And that's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.